Hello, just 1 minute intro. I am Gopinath. Actually, you are going to hear rest of the video through an AI voice. Due to time constraint, I create this in AI format with less slides instead of more animations. But the research and the goal behind this video are 100% sure. So please don't skip any part of the video. I create this content to ensure it supports someone in need of job. And if you find this useful, the best way to support me is by watching the full video, hitting the subscription, and please turn on the bell notification also. Thanks for your continuous support and all the very best. Thank you.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very specific and high-priority job opportunity for IT professionals looking to work in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. This is a technical role for a Network Operations Center Administrator, also known as a NOC Administrator. We are going to break down this job posting from Dicetek LLC in complete detail. We will look at the company profile, the specific education requirements, the certifications you need, the day-to-day responsibilities, and most importantly, how you should tailor your resume to get shortlisted for this vacancy. Let us start with the overview. The position is for a NOC Administrator at Dicetek LLC. They are actively hiring right now. The job was posted very recently, on January 20th, 2026, so the application window is wide open. The location is Dubai. They have specified a vacancy count of 1, which means the competition will be tight, and you need to ensure your application is perfect. They are open to any nationality and any gender. However, the experience requirement is quite specific. They are looking for candidates with 5 to 10 years of experience. This is not an entry-level role. This is a mid to senior level position where they expect you to hit the ground running without needing extensive training on the basics of networking. Let's discuss the educational qualification. This is a mandatory section. You must have a bachelor's degree in computer applications, or a Bachelor of Technology or Engineering in computers, electronics, or telecommunication. Interestingly, in the desired candidate profile, they also mention that a master's or bachelor's in computer science or engineering is mandatory. If you have a master's degree, that will likely give you an edge, but a solid bachelor's degree with the right experience should be sufficient. Now, let's move to the technical certifications. The job description explicitly states that you should have a minimum of a CCNA certification. The job description explicitly states that you should have a minimum of a CCNA certification. CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. Since they said minimum, having a CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Professional, would be a massive advantage. If you only have a CCNA, make sure it is valid and active. If your certification has expired, I highly recommend renewing it or at least mentioning on your resume that you are in the process of renewing it. There is a non-technical requirement here that is a strict filter for this job. You must have a UAE driving license. This is often a deal-breaker for many applicants. Even if you have the best technical skills in the world, if you do not have a valid UAE driving license, you might not get a call. This usually implies that the role might require travel between different sites, data centers, or office branches, or perhaps the shift hours make public transport unreliable. Speaking of shift hours, this role requires flexibility. You must be willing to work on a rotating schedule. They have specified afternoon and night shifts. This is standard for a NOC environment because network operations centers function 24/7. Networks do not sleep. You will also need to be available to work on weekends and holidays. If you are someone who strictly wants a 9-to-5 job from Monday to Friday, this role is not for you. You need to be mentally prepared for the lifestyle of a NOC administrator. Let's deep dive into the job description and the roles and responsibilities. The primary responsibility is managing, monitoring, and troubleshooting the company's network infrastructure. You are the first line of defense. When a server goes down, when a link becomes saturated, or when a security alert triggers, you are the one seeing it first on the screens in the NOC. They mention 24/7 proactive monitoring. This means you are not just waiting for the phone to ring. You are watching dashboards, likely tools like SolarWinds, Nagios, PRTG, or Cisco Prime. You need to spot anomalies before they become outages. Another key phrase used is centralized network management. You will be working from a central location, managing a network that could be spread across the city or the region. You need to be comfortable with remote management tools and CLI, command line interface, access to routers and switches. Rapid response to incidents is listed. This is where your 5 to 10 years of experience comes in. When an incident occurs, you cannot spend hours reading a manual. You need to know the triage process immediately. Is it a layer 1 physical issue? Is it a routing protocol error? Is it a firewall block? You need to diagnose quickly to minimize downtime. They also list CCTV network and video traffic monitoring. This is interesting. It suggests that the network supports a heavy load of video data, likely security cameras. Video traffic is very sensitive to latency and jitter. You need to understand quality of service, QoS, and how to prioritize video traffic over the network to ensure the CCTV feeds are clear and uninterrupted. SLA-based response is another critical point. SLA stands for Service Level Agreement. This means you have strict time limits. For example, if a Severity 1 issue happens, you might have 15 minutes to acknowledge it and 4 hours to resolve it. You need to be comfortable working under this kind of clock pressure. The job description also mentions cost efficiency. They want you to identify performance gaps. If you notice that a certain expensive circuit is barely being used, or that the company needs to upgrade bandwidth in a specific area to stop bottlenecks, you need to report this. You are not just a fix-it person, you are an advisor who helps the company save money and improve performance. Let's talk about the keywords they used: Network Operations Center, NOC Engineering, and NOC Administrator. Make sure these exact keywords appear in your resume summary and skills section. The Applicant Tracking Systems, ATS, will be scanning for these. Now, how do you structure your resume for this specific role? First, your header must be clear. Under your name, put NOC Administrator or Senior Network Engineer. In your professional summary, you must address the 3 biggest constraints of this job immediately. Write something like, Network Administrator with 8 years of experience in 24/7 NOC environments. CCNA certified and holding a valid UAE driving license. Expert in proactive monitoring and incident management. By putting the license and certification right at the top, you stop the recruiter from guessing. For your skills section, do not just write networking. Be specific based on the ad. Write network monitoring, SolarWinds, PRTG. Incident management and escalation. CCTV and video traffic optimization. SLA management. Cisco routing and switching, CCNA. In your experience section, when describing your previous jobs, use bullet points that mirror the requirements. For example, provided 24/7 support in a centralized NOC, handling incident response for over 500 network devices. Managed CCTV network traffic, ensuring 99.9% availability for security operations. Adhered to strict SLAs, reducing average response time by 20%. If you have experience with driving to sites in the UAE for network maintenance, mention that too, as it proves you are utilizing your driving license for work. Let's discuss the interview process for a role like this. If you get shortlisted, the first round will likely be a screening call. They will ask, are you in Dubai? Do you have a driving license? Are you okay with night shifts? Answer these confidently with a yes. If you hesitate on the night shift question, you might be rejected. The technical round will likely focus on troubleshooting. They might ask, a user reports slow internet. How do you troubleshoot? Do not just say, I check the router. Walk them through the OSI model. I check the physical connection first, then I check the IP configuration, then I check the gateway, then DNS, and so on. They might ask about video traffic. Why is our CCTV feed lagging? You should talk about bandwidth, UDP versus TCP, and QoS settings. They might ask about a time you missed an SLA. Be honest but focus on what you learned and how you fixed the process so it wouldn't happen again. Finally, remember the contact information I provided in the description. If you are struggling to build a resume that highlights these specific NOC skills, or if you need guidance on how to apply for jobs in the Gulf market, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. The number is +9 68710538824. We can look at your profile and see how to make it match this job description perfectly. To summarize, this is a fantastic opportunity for a mid-level network engineer or admin. The company is Dicetek LLC. The requirements are 5 to 10 years experience, bachelor's degree, CCNA, and a UAE driving license. You must be ready for rotational shifts. Do not wait. Update your resume today. Make sure the keywords NOC, monitoring, and CCTV are in there. Check the link in the description to apply directly. Good luck with your application, and I will see you in the next video.